Hello, welcome to another US Geoguessr video. Do you like playing US Geoguessr, or at least watching it? Do you like abandoned Pizza Huts? Well, this is going to be the best map of all time. I wanted to do something a little fun today, so I found this map, American Former Pizza Huts. So if you are indeed American, or if you are from anywhere that has had Pizza Huts, you know that their buildings are very distinctive, and you know that many of them have gone out of business over the years. So all across America, there are buildings that used to be Pizza Huts that have been turned into something else. So I also noticed that Arga holds the 25K high score on this map, and it's only around 16 minutes. I'm not saying I can beat that right now. I'm going to play this the first time around. No moving, but with a 10-minute time limit. Hopefully I'll teach you a little something about US geography, give you some tips on US GeoGuessr and US region guessing. But we're going to be looking at former Pizza Huts for the most part. All right, so there is a great example. This familiar, like, trapezoidal shape. I know some Pizza Huts used to have these fancy windows that came all the way down to the ground. So this is going to be your prototypical former Pizza Hut. It is now rock and roll sushi. And where could rock and roll sushi possibly be? Well, the first thing I notice is that right next to the sushi is a Zaxby's. So Zaxby's is tasty. You see their cartoon chicken mascot. They are very typically in the southeastern U.S., so like the Carolinas, Georgia. With a Zaxby's, I would probably be, I would expect to be in one of those three states. I think I might even be leaning a little bit harder towards South Carolina, just because there's so many Zaxby's there. However, I think that I'm looking at an old Georgia plate here, and I think that like up there I might be looking at an old Georgia plate too. Georgia is sometimes difficult to distinguish from Florida because they both have those kind of like just orange blobs in the middle. Yeah, this is going to be Georgia because we see the Georgia signs there. That was a lucky get, no moving. They have that like weird distorted Georgia shape. I mean, it's like a squashed Georgia, right? If you look at it on a map, the Alabama ones are arguably even worse. If you see Alabama or Georgia state highway signs, they kind of look like those states, but squashed versions of them. 20 and what looks like 81. It could be 61, but I'm thinking it's 81. So we're going to be in Georgia. I knew we had to be in one of those three states with a Zaxby's. I am looking at some really prototypical southern pines here. These would be really, really indicative of Georgia, these kind of sparse, tall, thin, spindly pines. Wow, rock and roll sushi. I wouldn't necessarily associate sushi with Georgia, but maybe it's good. Maybe it's good. Interstate sign way up there in the distance. Okay, now it's fitting together, I think, what that sign says. McDonough Corner. So McDonough, not totally sure I'm saying that right. I was going to call that a suburb of Atlanta, but it's farther away than I thought. Notice it's like southeast of Atlanta. There's 20. And there's 81. Yeah, so that was 81. Is this the Walmart that we're looking at? Yeah, looks like it. Mile 11. So yeah, that would make sense looking away from the Walmart to to the northeast. That would be more towards 2061. Would that make sense? Walmart away on the northeast. Okay, I see 20. I see 81. Yeah, I mean that has to be the Walmart we're near, right? So many Walmarts though. If we back up from that, Walmart to the southwest. Yeah, makes sense. J&J Fish. Where is this Arby's? And of course, Rock and Roll Sushi. Where's Rock and Roll Sushi? Could we be on another road? That... Can't tell what that says, but we have a Walmart and a McDonald's across the street from one another, so that looks very suspect, right? Industrial Boulevard. Okay, so that's Industrial Boulevard that we're looking at. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Quick Trip across the street? Taco Bell across the street? Racetrack Taco Bell across the street. Okay. So we're looking east southeast at the Taco Bell. Zaxby's. There's Rock and Roll Sushi. Cool. I just didn't zoom in enough. So we were on Georgia State Highway 20. Just past Rock and Roll Sushi in McDonough, Georgia. Let's admire that building for just another minute. 5K, yep. Nice. Okay, so this one, this former Pizza Hut looks in a little bit worse shape. It is now New Korea restaurant, Korean barbecue. There's nobody there. Looks kind of sad. They're right next to Tennessee Tire. Thanks, Tennessee Tire. Didn't even need to get a Tennessee license plate to make that happen. We have, though, if you look at this political sign, no clue who Kent Griffey is. But that circular motif logo that's blue with the 3 white stars in the middle, for some reason that means Tennessee. I believe it's on the Tennessee state flag. So looks like we're somewhere there. What else do we got? Cell phone repair. We have a 931 area code. Oh, man, wish I knew my Tennessee area codes a lot better. They would come in handy now. We got an Army surplus store. We're going northwest. We're going northwest on an unnamed highway. Tennessee Tire, custom tire. Okay. What else do we know? New Korea restaurant. There's a Games Workshop store. Oh, like a tabletop gaming store, like where they would sell like Warhammer and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. That's cool. If I was remotely from Tennessee or have spent much time there, that might help. I see a Sonic off in the distance. I also see a Burger King. Whitehall Center, Redwood. Elect Ken Griffey, state representative. Wes Golden, county mayor. There's a county mayor? Isn't that a city thing? Tennessee has county mayors? Okay, I'll go with it. I mean, I guess since I already know that we're in Tennessee, I can be more confident that I see the pale green Tennessee plate on that car. No front plates is not surprising at all, so that, I think, over here, a lot of times, ironically, with license plates that are farther away, you get a little bit better look at them because sometimes they're unblurred, so really thinking that's a Tennessee one. It's not the same one that we're seeing there, but there's 2 different kind of Tennessee green mountain designs, and I believe each one is like a different variation of green. D&D, but that doesn't have anything to do with the D&D that I was just talking about. Españas Unidas title service. Huh. Get some kind of like rolling hills, green rolling hills. I think, unfortunately, that would not narrow us down at all in Tennessee. I feel like almost all of Tennessee looks like this. I feel like the only place that I'm going to rule out right now, because I just think it's not, although looking down at this direction to the northwest, I think I'm going to rule out somewhere like Knoxville or Chattanooga. That's what I'm thinking because I just don't know if it's rolling enough. In Memphis, we'd be right near the river. My first thought when I saw that 931 is that I kind of thought that was a Memphis area code. I don't know why. 931. Just doesn't look like we're going to get much of anything. Whitehall Center. I'm pretty sure this is Whitehall Center. So, I know there's a Whitehall, Ohio. That's not going to help us. Whitehall, Ohio is near Columbus, inner urban suburb of Columbus. It's its own city. If you ever somehow get dropped there, that might help. But we're nowhere near there, so I'm wondering if there is a Whitehall, Tennessee. This is going to test my region guessing of Tennessee, isn't it? I would be tending towards Memphis, just from the 931 area code for some reason, but Old Mill, we're just on a very wide southeast to northwest road. Kind of rolling hills. I think I'm going to eliminate somewhere like Knoxville, Chattanooga, over here in like the really high mountains, unless something just really jumps out at me. So with this kind of like more rolling terrain, with the fact that we are on a southeast to northwest road, also given that Nashville is kind of in the middle of the state, I think it makes a good hedge here. And I think it would line up if we were somewhere southeast to Nashville, maybe somewhere like Murfreesboro, Smyrna, Laverne, somewhere like that. I mean, I think it would line up. I think we'd be getting these rolling hills. It'd be going generally now northwest, southeast. Because I just don't think we're going to get anything. No moving. I don't think we're going to get much to rock something. Rock works. Rock. I'm just seeing if there's anything I could get off of here. Kennedy Law Firm. Army Surplus. I'm just afraid all of this is just so generically Tennessee that we could be almost anywhere. I really wouldn't at all be surprised if this was Knoxville. It just looks a little too flat for me. But not good at Tennessee. So I think this is as good a hedge as any. I think down here somewhere, do we want to maybe go in between Nashville and Murfreesboro? I think it could also be Clarksville. Just with that general direction of all the roads, I feel like many roads in Memphis will be going the opposite way. Knoxville, Chattanooga, the opposite way. So I think let's just try. What do we think about Laverne, Tennessee on this road? Old Nashville Highway? Okay. Southeast? I don't see why not. Don't see why not. Let's see how good of a hedge this was. Laverne, Tennessee. What did I just say? I said it could be Clarksville. And it was Clarksville, but that Laverne was a good hedge. See, like, I think that was a good shot because so many of these roads in the middle part of the state are running this direction, whereas, like, a lot of the other parts are running sort of like generally more northeast and southwest. So Clarksville would have been a bad hedge, though. I mean, I would have really had to have found something that was more definitive. And was I even on the same on the correct road? Yeah, US 41. Nice. Okay, so I'll take that. Same road in Tennessee, no moving, just 62 miles up the road. Where's our next Pizza Hut? Okay, this one's a little bit more like, incognito. They changed the roof a little bit. I found that, in a lot of old Pizza Huts, they build these like fake roofs on the top to make it look a little bit less like an abandoned Pizza Hut. So I think Little Chinatown, I think what they did is they just like took off the very top, right? Like we saw at Rock and Roll Sushi. Okay, and this is going to be our second Asian restaurant in a row. Little Chinatown here is in this old Pizza Hut. We get some political signs. They really drew my eye first. Also, the lack of front plates was something noteworthy. Lots of police. We don't really know what they're talking about. 38th and North something Boulevard. 38th and something. Palmeras Bar and Restaurant, 504 area code. Okay, well, I believe the 504 I believe is New Orleans. And that would totally make sense because our little strip mall here is Kenner Supermarket. Kenner is an outer suburb of New Orleans. Okay, I thought that might have said Williams Boulevard. Okay, so at 38th Street, Williams Boulevard, Kenner, Louisiana. Lots and lots of good clues. We see this kind of low southern architecture. Everything looks, sorry, New Orleans, but like a little derelict. Like, look at these signs. They're kind of rusty. All of these utility poles are leaning to the side. It's like leaning poles. Louisiana overall is just one of the most depressed economically, and I'm sure probably mentally as well, but, economically depressed and poorest states in the Union. So anytime you're in especially southern Louisiana, like, it's very unlikely to look nice. We see palm trees over here to the southwest side of this road, 38th Street. Those would be some low palm trees, and then we get like kind of a fatter one. But we're not getting Florida level palm trees here. Um, you know, and they're getting mixed in with really a fairly remarkable amount, I would say, of deciduous trees for how far south we are. Because if we pull the map up, we are going to find Kenner, yeah, just northwest of New Orleans. It is actually a really kind of an outer suburb. But if I'm not mistaken, it's near the airport. Yeah, so we are near, yeah, there's Williams Boulevard. We are near Louis Armstrong, New Orleans International Airport, way out by the airport. Any of you, if you've gone to New Orleans to visit, oh, it takes forever to get into and out of the downtown from the airport. I don't know why they build it so far out. Maybe that was a spot out here in Kenner where they were pretty sure the airport wasn't going to flood. They had good confidence in that. I don't know. But yeah, we're out here in Kenner. We're on 38th. I don't think I'm getting anywhere near. Oh no, don't even have a 25K going. Never mind. I think I 25K'd one of these, though. Yeah, it was that last round that did us in. There's Little Chinatown. Yeah, Tennessee round. So I'll take my time a little bit. We're right in front of Little Chinatown. 3 yards. Like I say, I might record a part 2 of this, and we'll go for the world record on this Pizza Hut map. Okay, Enterprise, you're being a little bit sneaky too, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Huh. I swear I think I've seen this. There's also a blog. I checked it out just for like a couple minutes after I discovered this map yesterday. And it was a blog that had like a bunch of old Pizza Huts too. And I totally remember there being an Enterprise in one because I thought it was kind of curious that there was an Enterprise Rent-A-Car. right? And it's kind of weird in terms of the parking. The cars are like surrounding the building. Here's one of these ex-Pizza Huts that I was talking about with the trapezoidal windows that go like all the way down. You had to be like a real franchise bigwig or something to get those windows, I think. Or maybe they're standard. I don't know. 706, Nissan of Athens, parts delivery. Okay, Athens, interesting. We got a lot of Athens in the U.S. As you know, we're probably in Athens, Georgia, but there's also Athens, Ohio. I think there's an Athens, Tennessee. Speaking of Tennessee on the last round, I know there's an Athens, West Virginia. It's just a little smaller. It's where Concord College, Concord University is. A lot of times, Athens cities have universities in common. I guess just because Athens was the center of learning, right? This might be a good US GeoGuessr tip. If you're in Athens or you're in somewhere with a college, might be in Athens. So there's Concord in Athens, West Virginia. There's Ohio University, the unfortunately forgotten Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. Most people know of the Ohio State University in Columbus more. Then there's, University of Georgia in Athens, Georgia, and I'm pretty sure that's where we are. Or we're at least close there, right? So we have Nissan of Athens. But then that confuses me because looking right to the right there is a MARTA sign. Now, MARTA is the Atlanta Regional Transit System. 10640. So I would expect that we're, 10640 north or 10640 northeast in some Atlanta suburb. I think this Athens truck, Nissan of Athens, I think that's just a red herring. I really do. Don't think we're in Athens because of that MARTA sign. Now, Athens is pretty close, right? Could MARTA go all the way out to Athens? That's my question. That's my question. Does MARTA go all the way out to Athens? I don't think so. High Field, open MRI. 985 only. I'm just going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say MARTA does not go out to Athens. That just seems like it would just go so far. And for us to be at like 10670 north, 10640 north, I think we just got to be like way out in North Atlanta. Somewhere like Alpharetta, Johns Creek, because what direction are we going in? Kind of vaguely northeast, but mostly north. So like Sandy Springs? I betcha. I think Sandy Springs or Roswell is a good send here, because we'd be going like kind of northeast. I don't know, maybe there's more than one Enterprise in an old Pizza Hut, and I have no recollection of like where that Enterprise was, unfortunately, so it's not going to help me at all here. With a MARTA sign, I gotta go Atlanta. I really do. High Field. Now let's take a look at those street signs. They're blue, they're green and white. And I know that Atlanta has those green and white street signs, but I just don't think we're in Atlanta. I also am not able to read that very well. Roswell? Roswell? Is that what that says? I'd be surprised if it was this easy. Be nice if we were near a Dunwoody place. I really feel like this could be a good shot up here, because we're looking south, tiny bit southwest. Aurora. I don't know what that Aurora place is. I really don't think there's any sort of Aurora, Georgia, that's for sure. MARTA, though. So The question is, do I want to lean a little bit more towards this truck? I don't think that's advisable, to be honest. Or do I lean a little bit more towards the sign? I feel like the sign is stationary. The truck is not stationary. So definitely Athens truck could just be somewhere in North Georgia, or in North Atlanta. That would be super. That'd be super plausible, right? Or do I want to hedge like kind of somewhere in between? That'd be an interesting send, right? Like Gwinnett County, like Buford. I think like a lot of the roads, except this one, 20, Buford Drive. This is the only one that's like kind of going in the right direction over here. So I think I'm going to go a little bit more towards this direction. Might scan a little bit to see if I can find this Aurora place. Looks like it's pretty big. Not seeing any of this other stuff. Nah, I just really don't think MARTA would be in Athens. Doesn't go that far. Just looks too built up to be Athens. There's an Arby's. Do I get any other names off of any of these other locations? Ooh, 770. Nice. That is a nice clue. Because that area code does not match Athens area code. It's not 706, it's 770. And I am pretty sure that 770 is northern Atlanta suburbs. Brannan Square. Expensive gas. 425 gas. 499 gas. Expensive in Atlanta. There's an IHOP. IHOPs are all over the South. International House of Pancakes. That starts with a G. That place starts with a G, and I was just talking about Gwinnett. I think that might be a good send. Be kind of a good hedge in between Atlanta and Athens, right? And would MARTA go all the way out to Gwinnett County? I feel like it would. All right, so let me just line up a little bit. We see some Georgia plates there too. They're kind of like Florida plates, orange blob in the middle, but with no green. We definitely saw that. Yeah, big time on that Athens truck that's not in Athens. We get the first three letters of that sign there to the south, C-O-N. Our road is going pretty much due north. Okay. So where's a pretty much due north road in Gwinnett County? I feel like right over here where we were. Lawrenceville? Let's go Lawrenceville. Really feel like it could be somewhere like this. Or maybe a little bit farther up. I don't think so. Let's stay as close to Atlanta as like possible. Ooh, Pleasant Hill? No. It might be a little hedge, just Duluth. Let's go out in Gwinnett. Let's go out in Gwinnett. Fairly close, but yeah, way closer to where I originally was, unfortunately. Why didn't I just go up there in Roswell? Yeah, I was right up there. I was right up there near Sky Zone. There's the Aurora Cineplex. Don't feel too bad about that. As far as an Atlanta region guess, not horrible. Not horrible. I feel it was like that Athens truck that just led me to hedge a little bit more east. I just wasn't confident enough in Roswell. Need to be more confident. Final round. KFC. Ooh, okay. So here's our abandoned Pizza Hut. It's a cash loan title place. Oh, wow, we're back in 770. That is nice, nice. So that's going to make my job a little bit easier here, and I'm going to be able to get close. Junction 124. Thankfully, we have a street sign there. Yeah, 770. Main Street West. Azlewood Drive near McDonald's. Something Wood Drive. Knollwood Drive? Knollwood Drive. Yeah, I mean, everything about this looks kind of like North Atlanta again. 124, we're going northeast, so I think now we might be farther out there in Gwinnett County. Can I just switch my answers? Can I go Roswell now and then swap? Nah, of course not. So there's the 124, junction 124. We're headed east into 124. Yeah, I think we're real close to where I just sent it. So out here in Gwinnett County. Isn't that weird? So I was just talking about that. And we're headed into 124 on Main Street West, New London Plaza. New London Plaza. How far does 124 go? I think I'm just going to follow 124. Here we are, I think up where I just sent it, in North Gwinnett on the last round. There's Allendale. Yeah, I was right around here. Main Street. What would Main Street be? Are we talking about Main Street in Lawrenceville? That seems like it may be plausible. At any rate, we got to be somewhere near 124 on this Main Street West, US 78. Is that what that says? US 78? Or it could say US 76. Nah, I think US 78 is much more likely, because here we are in South Gwinnett. Okay. So again, Atlanta suburbs. So we are on Main Street West, Knollwood Drive. Do we get Knollwood? Where's Knollwood? We would be going east-northeast to hit 124, which we are. Henry Clower, Skyland, Oak Road. So it seems as if we are on US 78, aka Main Street West. Okay, yep. There's New London. I was just on the wrong side. Sometimes I get turned around. There's Knollwood, Captain D's, Hot Buys Furniture. Where's the title agency? There's Atlanta Title Loans. Yep. So right in between Atlanta Title Loans and KFC. So isn't that weird? I guess Gwinnett County, the last round. Yeah, this is very, very close, I think, to where I guessed. And it ended up being Roswell, just about maybe like, I think 13 miles or so to the northwest in Atlanta's vast suburbs. And then our next Pizza Hut, Snellville, Georgia, Gwinnett County, just like a little bit farther east in North Atlanta suburbs. Cool, it's great to end with a 5K. So how did I do? 24,302. Was able to pinpoint. We got a recurring theme. All of our Pizza Huts were in the South. We had 3 of them in the Atlanta metro area, if you stretch the definition of that a little bit. One in Roswell, one in Snellville, and then one down there in McDonough towards Macon. Then there was one in Clarksville, Tennessee, and then one in Kenner, Louisiana. So I think I enjoyed playing this. I'd like to do it again and play it moving so that I can go for the world record on this map. So thank you for watching. Check out my other US Geoguessr videos for more US Geoguessr analysis.